Welcome everyone! The time has finally come. The hiatus is finally over and we're back. This is New 26, Vigilante 8. There's a reason for that title. One, because I thought it was cool. And two, it's an old video game reference, which I am big into. That's why the title is the way it is. But for all of you that have come for Pony Reviews, this is the 4th season of this show. And I could not be prouder to be back on this mic today to talk new Pony. Never before or since have I looked forward to making videos more than I do these next 26 of them. And yes, the top 10 of season 7 is ready to go. I just have to upload it. But let's talk School Daze, the first 2 episodes of season 8. Episodes 171 and 172. As we do here, moral comes first. And this moral is super important. And yes, it is multi-layered with trusting in your friends and standing by them. Stuff that has been done in multiple episodes. But the moral here is about education. Now, my days in school were one part thrilling sometimes, but mostly a struggle. Students didn't want to be around me, but most importantly, teachers didn't know how, or even in some cases, want to educate me. Although I have cerebral palsy, I have a very high-class brain, able to take high education notes. In fact, I have a great memory. And when it comes to education, there are multiple ways of doing it. But usually there are places and school boards and regulations to follow. Every state, every country, everything in the matter of education has some of these standards. So much so that there's standardized testing, like the SATs and the ACTs, and those annoying standardized tests as a kid you would be forced to take at least once a year to see where your school's education level's at. Trust me, I took dozens of them. They're all annoying. So, why am I talking about all this? Well, that's the entire premise of School Daze. Twilight decides, after the map expands post-movie, and yes, there are a ton of references to the movie made in these 2 episodes. So, if you did not see the movie, a lot of this stuff is going to be confusing to you, sadly. But luckily everything is caught up with easy and somewhat fun exposition dumps. Twilight decides to open a school of friendship, but to get the school underway officially, she needs to go by the Equestrian Education Association. Yes, think of it as the U.S. Board of Education for equestrians and get it approved. Led by a snivelly, uptight pony that oddly is voiced by the same voice as the Brain, which is completely awesome. Nesbit is his name, and they have a very strict and very big book. One that Twilight is prepared for and gets the school temporarily approved. As the first day of school opens, everything seems to be going well. Our intrepid Harmony 6 are all now teachers of their respective classes, reflecting on their elements. Starlight is a guidance counselor, while Twi herself takes up being the headmaster, naturally. To open the school, each of our favorite sub-characters from previous seasons have introduced a new character for us to get used to. Each of their own respective races. The ones that stick out the most are the changeling student Osiris and of course the dragon students Mulder. But all the students do well to establish their personalities and re-establish their race's traits. Even the yak, Yona, is actually likable here. But seeing that Twilight wants to follow everything by the book, which is standard Twilight procedure, by the way. Who would have thought she would have wanted to run a school by the book? After all, this is Book Horse we're talking about. After the first few days, school becomes, well, like school. Very organized, very homogenized, very boring. So much so that our intrepid students decide to skip out. And on the worst possible day, Friendship and Fun Day, as the EA's head has been invited to see the school's progress and process. But when an evil creature attacks the school and the students, plus he finds out that the school is multi-creatured, he locks the school down. And we see something very uncommon from Twilight. Depression. Complete and total defeat. The last time we've seen Twilight in this mood was all the way back in Season 3, even more so in Season 2. So much so she buries herself under pillows, is constantly crying, and even the uplifts by Fluttershy and the others do absolutely nothing. But it's Starlight that plays the hero of the day, as Starlight reminds her that, yes, by the book didn't work. Blunt as a hammer. But just because blunt as a hammer by the book education doesn't work, doesn't mean that your own style of education doesn't work. Setting your own trail and doing it your own way, unlike what other cultures have done and other ways have done, is an important lesson. It's about making your own stamp, your own foot in the greater scheme of things. Things to learn from the established, but also make a new established, a new tomorrow, regardless of what people may think about it, or what the man may approve. Plus, this reinforces that all students learn differently. all teaching must be done differently depending on student or students. Teaching in a newer, fresher way can inspire them to learn and the lessons to retain. It's not easy being a teacher, as proven by our group's inexperience at being teachers. But once they're allowed to teach in their own way as the unique people they are, and bond with their students by doing so, the lessons finally stick. That is, after the student class is saved by a new creature, a hedgehog-like creature that almost reminds me of those roly-poly creatures from DuckTales. And they're just about as lethal, too. But it's only when Twilight stands up for her school's message and tells the EA to hit the bricks that the school is back in session, which the school is going to be the center point of a lot of things this season. And hopefully the new characters will continue to grow and evolve as likable characters, which there are delightful first steps. And plus, it's nice to see all the sub-characters coming back around, and even all the stuff from the movie referenced. Even Tempest's name is dropped. Hopefully we see her by season's end. The episode is also bookended by a song. Two versions of it. A reprise at the end to reflect the school's new morals, and one at the beginning to reflect the school's more boring, standardized look, called the School of Friendship. School of Friendship is really not as catchy, but it's actually a good song, especially for its phonetic meanings in both setups and calls. Plus, its proper use of the reprise at the end is a nice touch. Hopefully, that photo at the end will become the new bumper before the logo shows up, because it's a pretty cool photo. And nice use of Celestia, helping out her prized young student open the school and keep it maintained too. It's nice to see her running around. Every character is done well. Yes, yes, yes. Twilight being stubborn and by the book can be annoying, but you have to remember what character we're talking about here. This is a natural fit for her, especially in her needs to impress the people that she needs to impress to get the school open. Her diligence to this book in the first part is warranted, if not a little bit frustrating. But this is a problem that schools deal with even today. They struggle, teachers do, at trying to reach their students, and this primarily is why. So it's kind of a strange reflection on real life to see this kind of standardized, homogenized school method almost thrown out and poo-pooed in the focus of 2 episodes. School Daze is strengthened largely by the new character introductions, which are very strong. The idea of the School of Friendship is introduced given a reason, and with all the characters given something to do, it's well grounded in the show's overall message. Although Twilight is hit with a stubborn stick, the fact that she ultimately cares and wants the school to succeed no matter what hurdle she must pass reflects on how far she's come, especially considering the role she plays here. It's a big thing, and it's kind of ironic that the one student who didn't want to learn anything about the meaning of friendship is now willing to put it all on the line to teach it. It makes everything come full circle. And just like the season before, you don't need a world-ending threat to drive the point home. Or do you? Something tells me the EAA will be a constant problem this season. Let's hope it can get dealt with by the time we end this thing. That's why I'm willing to give School Daze, the Season 8 opener, the perfect score of 6 out of 6. That's how we rate things here, from a 1 to 6 scale. 1 being the worst, and 6 being the absolute best of the show to matter. Each episode will be scored as such, and the season will be given an overall score at the end when we get to the top 10. So that's School Daze. So, leave down in the comment section below your thoughts on this episode and what you think of the School of Friendship and its concept. What is your favorite member of the student class, and where do you think Nobo and Tempest might show up later in the season? And if you watch the spoilers, watch it. There are people that actually watch these episodes in real time, as I do. Be respectful and please do not spoil. And to keep track this season, as we will do it every week from now to the end of it, make sure to hit that subscribe button and that little bell to keep track of what I'm doing here. We're all gonna go through this together and have a lot of fun doing it. I'm Nirvana Sparkle. Find peace in your own Nirvana, and thank God that I will see you next week.